Struggling on 340,000. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, because I thought tonight this would be a good one to have a look at, okay? Americans say they're living paycheck to paycheck on $340,000. Now, in the States, you can get a decent house for $340,000. That's the cost of an entire house. People are living week to week on 340 grand. I'm lost for words. What this is saying is people have absolutely no ability to manage their money, no money skills at all. And, well, that could be true. That could be just complete and utter incompetence. An alarming amount of Americans say they're living paycheck to paycheck despite being inside the country's highest income bracket. Well, you could be earning 340 grand, a lot of money, but living in San Francisco somewhere and not really getting ahead because they tax you out the bejesus. Their housing is expensive, living costs are expensive, and now with petrol going up, thanks to Biden, there you go. So let's have a look. So, a new study published by financial publication Payments.com and Lending Club Corp revealed more than a third of Americans earning at least $250,000, so $250,000 US, are living month to month as inflation begins to take hold. How is that possible? Pulling in $250,000. It must mean you must have so much debt. In April, the Consumer Price Index rose to a record 7.9%, the highest amount in 40 years. Roughly 36% of households taking in nearly 4 times the median US salary said they've put nearly all of their income towards household expenses. What are their expenses? What are their... Okay. I can't relate to this. But it shows you. It's not how much money you have coming in. That's not what matters. It's how good you are at using it, how well you can manage it. I mean, that's one of the secrets in life, honestly, is learning to be happy with what you have, living within your means. And if you want to be, honestly, to be happy, I would say it's not about having piles of money, it's about having control over your schedule. Millennials spanning from their 20s to early 40s were overwhelmingly represented in the data. Oh, bugger. So it's my generation. Uh-oh. A whopping 55.4% of the highest pay bracket admitting they had next to nothing left at the end of each month. According to the US Census Bureau data, the 250,000 plus income bracket represents the top 5% of earners in the US. While the study made clear living month to month did not indicate financial hardship. No, it indicates complete and utter incompetence. Maybe it could be, the meme of the Bitcoin bro living in a luxury apartment and just putting all their money into their crypto. The figures are truly alarming for those forced to squeeze every penny on lower wages as the cost of living continues to rapidly rise. Yes, we're going to start seeing the real impact of this. According to the survey, roughly 1 in 10 top earners said they were struggling covering all their household's expenses in April, which have surged during the pandemic. The study also revealed more than 1/5 of high-income earners have revolving credit card debt. They need to watch Dave Ramsey. A separate study conducted by the Federal Reserve in May stated 78% of Americans were doing okay financially. However, 1 in 9 respondents said they wouldn't be able to cover a $400 emergency expense by any means, including credit cards, borrowing from family or friends, or by offloading an asset. Sky News business editor Ross Greenwood said the 8.3% US inflation rate may provide a glimpse of what it might be like in Australia in 3 or 4 months' time. The things that were going up fastest in America are the things that are rising in Australia, he told Sky News. The response on the markets has been immediate. Our market today has already lost another 1.2%, about 82 points. The Australian dollar has fallen. It's currently sitting around 69.1 US cents. US President Joe Biden blamed Russia's invasion of Ukraine for pushing inflation even higher. Of course he is. Of course he is. A large contributor to inflation this month was an increase in gas and energy prices as markets react to Russian President Vladimir Putin's aggressive actions, the US president wrote on Twitter. I know that higher prices impact a family's budget, which is why I'm fighting to bring down everyday prices that are squeezing Americans. In a statement, the US president warned the impact of Putin's price hike and acknowledged there would be costs at home. Oh, shit. Are people buying this bullshit? Are they? Are they buying it? I guess Democrats will believe anything, won't they? But Americans can know this. The costs we're imposing on Putin and his cronies are far more devastating than the costs we're facing. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the price of petrol rose by 38% over the previous 12 months. Most analysts predict that inflation will worsen after Mr. Biden announced a plan on imports of Russian oil, natural gas, and coal Tuesday in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The commodity price shock from the war in Ukraine, if it persists, is likely to push prices even higher. In November last year, US inflation jumped 6.2%. At the time, the White House insisted inflation would be transitory. Press Secretary Jen Psaki today said analysts expect inflation would slow at the end of the year. Okay, so let's talk about this one, guys. How is it even possible to be earning $250,000 and be living month to month? And we're talking millennials, so people my age and below. So you'd think they'd know, wouldn't you? You'd think they'd be old enough. But this is insane. I guess sometimes the best way to learn is to go through tough times. And we've had it pretty good for a long time. The last time the US had tough times was in 2008. So it's now an opportunity for people to learn those valuable lessons. It seems utterly insane. I can't relate to it. But, if you're just so busy, everything's happening, and your work's coming in, everything's all good, you're just going ahead and ahead and ahead, you haven't had time to have a break and sit down and have a look, then I could understand. But we've had time. We've had a break. People have had opportunities. They should be prepared. You shouldn't be struggling on $250,000. What the hell are you doing? I think a lot of Americans need to start watching Dave Ramsey. And this Putin's price hike and politicizing all these increases are, well, we'll have to see. Here in Australia, we've got our energy surge. Isn't that great? All of our lack of investment in coal and natural gas is paying off for us. Isn't that awesome? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments below. Could you afford to live off $250,000 a year? Yeah, I'm sure you could. I guess it's just growing up. If you're a fan of the channel and enjoy the content I find and put together here, there are a few ways you can help out. You can financially support us by joining us on YouTube or Patreon, using any of our referral links from Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Aussie Broadband, or contacting us if you need architectural services. Take care, guys, and don't spend all that $250,000 at once. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a problem a lot of people like to have. Surely you get to that point in your life. I get it can only be because people haven't gone through tough times. That's what it has to be. And now they're going to.